in the PHCs for years together. So as a fresh graduate, when you go to the PHCs, sometimes they try to overpower you, sometimes they try to intimidate you, sometimes they try to put you in the wrong route of doing corruption. Therefore, be very careful, don't fall into the trap. And if anybody who is subordinate to you is trying to overpower you because of whatever reasons, please feel free to immediately report this matter to your Dmho in writing under a copy to the Director Health and also to me. Don't work under fear and intimidation. The next is that all the medical officers, many of you have worked as contractual doctors and you are having some experience. If you have acquired any bad habits, please shed it immediately. Now that you are in full-time government service, I expect that you will display the best of your abilities and you will display the best of your character, you will display the hard work that is expected out of you. So unless you are disciplined on time, unless you are disciplined in staying in headquarters, unless you are disciplined in financial matters and have no corruption, unless you are disciplined in having complete knowledge of what your subordinates in their job charts are and what is your own job chart, you will not be able to effectively discharge your duties. Therefore, first of all, you must understand that this training program has to be taken very seriously. It is not a get-together to enjoy just because you got a job, government service. It's not a get-together to have tea, coffee and get lost. I am expecting that these training programs will be conducted by the BMHOs in full sincerity and with complete seriousness that is expected out of this program. Once you have developed this habit of discipline, then the next thing I want to tell you is that you must know all the programs that the government is running. In the PHCs, basically you offer services to the people who come, the sick people. And in the PHCs, outside the PHCs, you have outreach work. Outreach work is done by the sub-centers. And the entire health of the people in your PHC area is your responsibility. You will properly guide the ASHAs and ANMs to ensure, for ANMs to ensure that they go from house to house, that they do all what is expected out of them, that is immunizations, the early identification of pregnancies and registrations, that they go for at least 7 postnatal checkups, and that they keep the TB drugs with them, that they have the ART kits, that they monitor if there is any malaria case, fever case, they identify cases of TB, leprosy, and all other programs that are entrusted to them from time to time. This is what an ASHA is supposed to do. They are supposed to come to Chandana Sanchar Vaidyam vehicles, that is mobile medical units, when the mobile medical unit goes to the village. After that you have the ANMs. The ANMs are in the sub-centers and they also have an outreach activity. And the ANMs are supposed to ensure that there is 100% registration first trimester, that there is a complete checkup of the pregnant women, identification of high-risk cases, and also ensuring that the immunization schedules are followed. They are also supposed to monitor the vector-borne and the diseases and also have a general preparedness about seasonal diseases. The ANMs are the monitoring authority for the ASHAs. Then there are the supervisory officers between the PHCs or each of the PHCs, MPHS male and MPHS female, and they are supposed to go around the sub-centers and guide the ANMs and monitor their work. In the PHCs, you have the staff nurse and all other people, and you should know about their job chart, as I told you already. Each of the supervisory officers, they have to give you their timetable of tour. They cannot just run away from the PHC without informing you. You have to conduct a monthly meeting of the ANMs and ASHAs of your PHC area. You must also ensure that you visit all the sub-centers at least once in a month. And if you have more than 5 sub-centers, at least once in 2 months. There are inspection formats for PHCs and also for the sub-centers and also PHC sub-centers. You should know what is the format. Under the supportive supervision system, these formats have been designed. Your job is not only to manage your PHC well, manage the sub-centers well, guide your ASHAs and ANMs, but your also job is to see that the various public-private partnership programs that are running in your mandal are being run effectively by the service providers. And if it is not done properly, you are supposed to report the matter to your DMHO. And what are these public-private partnerships programs? Inside your PHC, the NTR Vaidya Pariksha program is running. Under that program, the service provider gives pre-diagnostic services to the patients, which means the patients can come and you can order some tests for them. There are 19 different tests, out of which 7 tests are actually being done by the service provider, that is the MEDOC. And the service provider is paid on the sample basis. Each sample has got a series of tests. Whether you order 1 test or 2 tests or all tests in that sample, you will be paid the same amount. Be very clear about it. Therefore, we have been asking the medical officers that they should order sample wise and not test wise. Because in the sample, you have number of tests, and since we are paying the same amount, at least you can build up on the medical record of the patient. Now we are going for health and wellness centers. So wellness means what? Wellness means even if you are not sick, we do your examination. Blood examination, urine examination, everything to see what is your fitness. Second is that there is a tag time, turnaround time by which these people have to give you the results. Most of them are giving it by the next day. If there is any further delay, you must report. The services that are running inside your PHC, apart from NTR Vaidya Pariksha, which is the diagnostic tests, is also the entire concept of the e-sub-centers that is now going to be rolled out in the next 4 months. So under this concept, all your sub-centers will become electronic sub-centers. And I would request the DMHOs to give these details to the medical officers today. The PPP programs apart from that are the Talli Suraksha program. It's not a PPP program, it is a government program under the NTR Vaidya Seva. In Talli Suraksha program, all the PHCs which are 24/7, after they conduct the deliveries, they are covered under NTR Vaidya Seva, which means that they get claim. You can claim the money for conduct of these tests of deliveries. So you must understand what exactly this is. What exactly is the Talli Suraksha program? Another PPP program which is there under your jurisdiction are the Chandana Sanchar Chikitsa or the mobile medical units. These mobile medical units go to the different parts of go on a fixed day to each Gram Panchayat. You must monitor. So which day they are going to which Gram Panchayat in your jurisdiction, you must have the timetable and calendar along with you in your PHC. They cannot go to a village without your knowledge. So you must take the calendar and keep in your PHC. Hang it in your PHC. And whatever tests they are doing, how many more patients they are seeing, whatever are the results, it has to be shared with the medical officer. They are there to support you. They are your outreach activity. They are not independent. Be very clear about it. Chandana Sanchar Vaidyam vehicles Kakunda, you are also having the RBSK, that is the Mobile Health Teams Mukhyamantri Bal Suraksha Program. So this mobile team also having two medical officers, some are in Ayush, some are in allopathy, and 2 ANMs. And these vehicles go to each and every school and Anganwadi in your jurisdiction. And they do the health screening of the children. And they give a health card to each child. And if any child is sick, they refer them to you. So you should know what is happening under the RBSK program in your jurisdiction. That is second, outreach activity, people under 5 PPP, but they have to work with your knowledge and under your control. Be very clear about it. Now, if there is a delivery which is being conducted in your PHC, you should have a complete idea of what are the norms to be maintained in the labor room. What are Lakshya guidelines? How to keep your labor room clean and nice. Apart from that, you are also having an outreach activity. Whenever the MMU goes into any particular village, that day DHND also has to be conducted. Village Health and Nutrition Day. In Village Health and Nutrition Day, the ASHA, the ANM, all the self-help group members, they are supposed to meet. They have to discuss the nutrition, the ANCs, the TNCs, lactating problems, my mother's problems, all these things. And they are supposed to upload the minutes on the same day, whether VHNDs are being conducted or not being conducted. 2 VHNDs have to be conducted in each village. One VHND that day Chandana Sanchar Vaidyam vehicle comes, and another VHND on any other day. Similarly, on 7th of every month, we are releasing village health bulletins. Please ensure that in all the villages in your jurisdiction, the village health bulletins are released. Another important program is PHC doctor has to monitor is the Pradhan Mantri Matritva Yojana, that is Talli Bidda Sallaga program. Every woman in the first pregnancy, the first registration is done within 150 days. She is entitled to get 1,000 rupees. Second, ANC 2,000 rupees. Institutional delivery in government hospital 1,000 rupees. Full immunization schedule later on to 6,000 rupees totally. Talibida Salaga program. Whether it is going on effectively or not. We are number 1 in the country in this program, and it is because of the hard work and continuous monitoring of our PHC doctors and our DMHOs. So please ensure that this is done effectively and that we continue to excel as we are doing now. Control of epidemics requires continuous convergence meeting at the mandal level. And every village must have a plan for vector control plan. They must have. I have discussed with DMHO, they will guide you how to do that. So, while we are doing all this effectively, all our PHCs today have become health and wellness centers. Health because we give treatment to the sick people. Wellness because even if they are not sick, they can come for master health checkup. You are conducting master health checkup in your PHCs for men and also women of the PHC village, and you are also conducting master health checkup for all women in the sub-centers. In sub-centers, you are doing for women for 7 different categories, for diabetes, hypertension, arthritis, hormonal disorders, and preliminary screening of cancers related to breast, cervical, and oral. In the in your PHCs, you are conducting for men master health checkup. Prostate cancer, again diabetes, blood pressure, hypertension, and there are vision, etc. Now, these master health checkup programs are going on or not? When will your PHC area, in your PHC area, when will all the populations get their master health checkup? You have to have a plan. In addition to all this, I must tell you that we had conducted a training program on mental health for all the PHC doctors. Those of you, I request the DMHOs, please list out the number of medical officers who have not undergone this training. And we can conduct another round of training for mental health separately for them. The state nodal officers may please make note of this. Kindly list the number of medical officers who have not undergone this training, so that we can conduct a separate training for them. Some of the doctors who have joined now are the contractual doctors who have now become regular. So if they have undergone mental health training, another round of mental health training need not be given to them. The PHC doctors must ensure that there is that they reach no MMR and that there is nil maternal deaths in their area. They have to keep the safe delivery calendars in their PHCs and personally monitor every single pregnancy case that is registered, particularly the highest cases. Every high-risk delivery should be a planned delivery. The DMHs will explain to you what is meaning of planned delivery. Any maternal death that is avoidable and takes place in your jurisdiction, you will be asked questions and you will be held accountable. Be very clear about it. Your entire machinery has to ensure that in your jurisdiction, pregnant women are registered, they are properly monitored, and they are properly advised on Medicare, and their deliveries are well planned. No infant deaths is again another target we have to look at. Infants are dying because of diarrhea. They are dying because there are no PNC checkups taking place by ASHAs. Why this is not happening? All the DMHs will give you details about these things. IMR and MMR, you should target to be the lowest in the country. In your district, your PNC should be the lowest or nil. We will reward the good officers, the good doctors who are doing this. IMR and MMR reduction is very, 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 very important. Similarly, all the control of epidemics, microplans, village-wise microplans are required. Clean drinking water supply is going on or not. Chandana Sanchar Vaidya Vaidya is supposed to check the quality of water. That report has to be given to you. And if there is no proper chlorination, you have to inform your MPDO and to the DMHO, who will also inform to the collector. So, overall, these are the programs. You are the leader for healthcare in your jurisdiction. There is a jurisdiction of 25 to 30,000 population on average per PHC. There are 2 PHC doctors in most of the PHCs. Please have a beautiful plan for your villages. How to do master health checkups. How to have micro plans for vector control. How to identify every single TB and leprosy case and treat them. How to ensure that every single pregnant woman is immediately identified, registered, monitored, delivery planned, and see that they don't die. How to ensure that all the children in your jurisdiction are properly screened by the RBSK teams. How to take the support of this RBSK and MMUs who are there to support you, help you, and how to ensure that all this data you use to properly educate the populations in your PHCs. You are in a very, very important job, a very accountable and a very responsible doctor. state of Andhra Pradesh is today leading healthcare in the country. In the last 3 years, we have got over 50 national and international awards.